One of the keys to success in the real estate industry is building up a real estate sales pipeline and knowing how to manage people through that so that they come out the other end as a transaction. In today's video, that's exactly what I'm going to be going over, is this principle of the real estate pipeline, how it works, where your leads are fitting in, and how to keep people moving through the end. Take a look. Hey everyone, Kevin Smullin with 2Q Lead Generation Strategies. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We're so glad you're here. What we're all about is helping real estate agents just like you generate more leads, set more appointments, and close more deals. So if that's what you're after, more leads, appointments, and deals, this absolutely is the place to be. Please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you here as part of our community. Now, in today's video, before I get going with that, one note down in the description below, you will find a link to our free 2-hour Facebook masterclass. It is 2 hours full of training where we're showing you our best practices of what we're doing to generate leads, set appointments, and close deals. So if you're into that, make sure you go check out that free course. 2 hours of your time very well spent. Now, like I said, in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is this real estate pipeline mentality, building up this pipeline of people that are at various stages of interest and just continually working with people, nurturing them and moving them through. So I'm not going to talk a lot about how to fill the pipeline. There's other videos that I've done where I've talked about that. In fact, I will put a link right here where you can go watch another video about how to generate leads, especially with social media, and use that to fill up your pipeline. So feel free to go watch that. But today's video is going to be more about the pipeline itself and what we're doing to manage things. So with that being said, let me just go ahead and share my screen and kind of walk you through this. The basic mentality with a sales pipeline in the real estate industry is we're going to be generating leads from a variety of different sources. Again, I'm not going to get into all of these just because it's not the focal point of today's video. But basically, once we have generated leads from the various sources where we're generating them, we basically end up with a funnel where our next objective is to get people to know, like, and trust you. Right? That really is the tipping point in the real estate industry. If people know, like, and trust you, they are far more likely to do business with you. And so that will end up pushing them through. Now, there are really two key components that will help you take leads and convert them. One of them is their time frame. Right? There's not a whole lot that you can do about timeframes. They pretty much are what they are. You know, people are going to say, well, we're waiting till our kids graduate, or we're waiting for summer or spring or whatever event it is that they're waiting. You know, there's some kind of reason as to why they're not doing business now. So part of what pushes people through the funnel is their timeline. And the second one is the trust factor. If people know, like, and trust you, again, that will push them further and further down. So our objective as we're talking about this pipeline and moving people through, it's about those two things, managing their timelines and getting them to know, like, and trust you. That's really what makes this work. Now, some of the mistakes that people make are this. So I have so many people that think that while we're generating leads on Facebook, the mistake that they make is they think that new lead is going to be a hot lead. In other words, somebody that knows, likes, and trusts you, and somebody who's ready to do business right away. When you have that expectation that that's going to be the type of lead that you're generating on, with Facebook or Google Ads, or I don't care, pick any of them. If you're generating online leads, 99 times out of 100, those people are at the very preliminary stages. They're thinking about doing something. They're not actually in the market yet. They're just taking a look and considering options and thinking about what they want to do when the time is right. And most of them have no idea who you are. So that's what we would call a cold lead. You know, that's this person up here, the person that doesn't know, like, and trust you yet. They're just thinking about it. And the majority of leads that you generate are going to be in that category. Probably 75, 80% of those leads are going to be here, right? And so what happens is people generate leads. They think that I'm going to get one lead from one ad. I'm going to contact them once and it's going to turn into a transaction. And that is not at all how online leads work. So if that's your expectation, I would tell you don't bother. It's just not how this works. Nurture and follow up, and this pipeline is the name of the game. We want to fill your pipeline up with as many leads as possible, knowing that the majority of them is, are going to be cold. They don't know you yet. They're not ready. It's going to take some time. And so you've got to be prepared for that. Will there be people that are warmer to where maybe they know you a little bit, or maybe they're a little bit closer to ready to do something? They're ready to do something maybe in the next month or two. Like, that's a pretty good warm lead. Some of those are going to be, more in the 15 to 20% of the time. But the hot leads where they're ready to do something right now, the majority of those people, the leads that we generate are just not there. So 1, 2, maybe 3% on the high end. But again, that's going to be the exception to the rule with an online lead more than the rule itself. The rule itself is this: people are going to be thinking about it, they're considering it, they're looking at options, they don't know you yet, they're getting familiar. That's going to be the name of the game. So since that's how this works, you've got to think about, with this pipeline, how do I nurture and care for them all along the way? Well, there's a variety of different things that we can do to do that. So the way that we move leads down through, it's all about getting people to know, like, and trust you, and getting closer to their timelines. So we can nurture them through texting, through emails, through phone calls, through sending them direct messages on Instagram or Facebook, or depending on where we generated the lead. So contact is one of the major ways that we can nurture, find out their time frames, get them to start being familiar with you. It goes a long way. With credibility, one of the things I recommend for my clients is to run ads, continuing running ads to the leads that they've generated. We want to warm those people up and build trust and build credibility. So we can do things like showing them ads where you just listed a home, you just sold a home, put a home under contract, using testimonials, reviews. Those kinds of things are very, very powerful. So we can use those kinds of things to build trust, build credibility, warm them up, and get them to the point where they realize that you are the go-to person that they want to work with. We continue showing them valuable content. That will warm them up and, again, solidify that you are an expert by showing them things like a market update video or information about what's going on, helpful tips. Any valuable information like that, again, it's just another way to build trust, build credibility. And as they know, like, and trust you more, they get closer and closer to the bottom of that funnel. And then again, we've talked about remarketing, where we're using custom audiences. That's specifically with Facebook, where here, I'll turn my camera off so you can see that, where we're basically targeting people, your customer list for your sphere of influence, your past clients, targeting your website traffic, people that have watched videos, the leads we've generated. But basically, we want to be targeting people with all of these different sources, because this is the pipeline. And then as people get closer and closer to the point, our frequency of contact increases. We want to be in touch with them more often. We want to be giving them a list of homes that are coming up, putting them on a hot sheet to where we're just automatically sending them new homes as they hit the market that fit their needs. Again, it's all about just building trust and credibility. You've got to think more in terms of pipeline than about, I contact them once and either it's a bad lead or a good lead, right? That approach is so outdated, and you are going to miss so many opportunities by thinking so small like that. You've got to think bigger, and you've got to do more. And so it's about building a pipeline, managing people through that, and just realizing that as you first get started in this arena, what tends to happen with most of my clients is we generate a bunch of leads. They get a little bit of activity at the beginning of people, saying, here's what I'm looking for, I'm doing something in the next month or two. They'll get some of those things, and we love them. We'll take them every time we get them. As far as leads that are ready to do something fairly quickly, we love those. You'll get some of that, but the majority of what we're filling your pipeline with are the leads that need nurturing. They're the ones that are they're just looking. And people always say, well, Kevin, they're just looking. They're not serious. I know that. But you've got to realize people who are looking is a precursor to people who are serious. The people who are serious started by looking, right? That's part of the process. So that just means they're earlier in the process, and we've got to work them through. It's not a problem, but we just have to know how to take care of that. So again, think of your business in terms of a pipeline. Some of the leads we put in are going to come through and come out very quickly. We love those. We'll take them anytime we get them. Other ones are going to take more nurturing, more work, more process, getting them to know, like, and trust you. It's part of it. But you'll realize that if you play that game and you have systems and methods set up to help you with that, you'll convert more and more and more of those deals. It's all about the pipeline. Nurture is the name of the game. Adding value, following up, repetition. This is where those people are going to get to know, like, and trust you. So again, the two elements that push people through that funnel very quickly, one is their time frames, and two is the amount of know, like, and trust, that credibility that they have in you. That's really what makes all this work. So keep that in mind as you're building your pipeline and working people through. What can I do to shorten their time frames? What can I do to build trust and credibility? That is what's really going to make the biggest difference. So hopefully that information was valuable. If so, take a split second, click the thumbs up button down below. We appreciate your support and that helps us tremendously. Thank you. Also, if you haven't considered subscribing to our channel, please do. Click that subscribe button down below. Also, next to it, there's a bell notification. If you click on that, you'll be notified every time we put out brand new content. And we put out brand new content like this pretty much every single week. Also, if you're interested in our services, where we do a lot of this for you, the running the ads, generating the leads, having the follow-up systems. If you're curious about our services, take a look in the description down below. You'll find a link with more information there. And again, we'd love to talk to you if that's something that's of interest. So that's it. Make it a great week. Keep crushing it in your real estate business. As always, if we can help, let us know. Otherwise, we will talk to you on the next video. Take care.